All right, Vancouver Canucks go 6 p.m. Pacific tonight against the Toronto Maple Leafs, the second game in this quick little series with Toronto after taking a 3-2 gutsy, valiant overtime win back on Sunday night against Toronto. Canucks are COVID-free, baby. 0 Canucks left on the COVID protocol list. Absolutely huge news for the team. Fired up that everyone is back and healthy. There's a couple players, mainly Tyler Mott, that did not skate today. He's sort of the lone person left who is not ready to go, but we do have some lines to go over here today. It is lineup season. Bring them in. I've got all the lines right here next to my face, as you can see there. We're going to go through these lines. We're going to talk about what's going to happen and what we expect from this game. So, let's start off with the forward group. Top unit, Horvat, Pearson, Höglander. This is exactly what you'd expect. This is back to being that sort of de facto second line for the Canucks. Might be sort of the first line with the way Horvat played the other night back on Sunday, but this is great. This line had all 3 of the Canucks goals on Sunday. Horvat with the 2 and Höglander with the tying goal late in the third period. On the second line, JT Miller. In between Jimmy Vesey and Brock Besser. Again, this is the line that we saw get about 20 plus minutes on Sunday night. Jimmy Vesey playing 22 minutes. Nothing really changing here. Again, Vesey sort of slotting in for Elias Pettersson. We still don't really have an update on him. The best we've heard on Pettersson is that he's getting it looked at. He might be back at some point this season, especially if the Canucks are, making a playoff push. As per The Athletic, their odds are up to 18% with the Habs and Flames losing last night. So definitely something to keep your eye on there. The third line, we get to see the debut of Matthew Highmore in a Canucks uniform, slotting right into that third unit between Travis Boyd in the middle and Jake Virtanen on the wing. This is going to be really interesting. These are, we're getting Jake Virtanen playing with 2 guys we haven't really seen. Travis Boyd only about 8.5 minutes of ice time on Sunday. On Canucks After Dark last night, Clay was mentioning that he wasn't very impressed by what he saw from Travis Boyd. So maybe we'll see a bit of an improvement. We'll see Matthew Highmore looking to prove himself after basically being an AHL, NHL tweener for the Blackhawks, coming over in that trade for Adam Gaudette. He's coming in, and he might have a chip on his shoulder. He has something to prove. I'm sure he's seen on Twitter, he was quarantining for 7 days. He's seen all the people saying, wow, we lost Gaudette for nothing, right? And now he's thinking, well, I'm not nothing. I'm going to come in, and I'm going to prove to these Canucks fans that I can play. You have basically a pretty speedy third line. Highmore is known basically for his skating. That's sort of the only thing that really stands out about him much is his skating. Jake Virtanen can skate. Travis Boyd can move pretty well as well. So it'll be interesting to see what that third line can do tonight. And on the fourth line, we have Roussel, Sutter, and Jace Howerluck. So guys like Grayevac and Michaelis out of the lineup as these guys start to come back. Brandon Sutter, it is good to see coming back. We know that he was there on Sunday as well, but we know that he had some of the worst symptoms of everyone from COVID. So good that he's still in the lineup. And then Jace Howerluck on that right wing. Shifting over to defense, this is where it also is really interesting because we don't have Alex Edler in the lineup here for the Canucks based on that 2-game suspension for the knee on on Zach Hyman. So many Travises to talk about. Sometimes I get mixed up. We did talk about this also on Canucks After Dark last night. Both Clay and I pretty much agreeing. 2 games, pretty fair. Keeps him out of this game against the Maple Leafs tonight. Which means we are going to see a lot of this Schmidt-Myers pair. Nate Schmidt coming back, obviously couldn't play, wasn't ready to go on Sunday. Playing with Tyler Myers, who played 30 minutes on Sunday night. It was like 30 minutes and 8 seconds, including 8 minutes of shorthanded time. So hopefully Tyler Myers is ready for another long night, because I could see that pairing playing in the mid-20s or so. Hughes Hamonic back together on that second unit. Good to see there. And then Ulevi and Chatfield playing together. And I'm not surprised to see that Chatfield gets to sort of stay in the lineup after he made that really nice play to Niels Höglander on that tying goal, a nice little pass cross crease to him. And we get to see some Olli Juolevi ice time. Really happy with this lineup, with this defensive setup. We do want to see Juolevi get more ice time. Interesting omission here is Madison Bowie. Wondering if he's still in quarantine, although he's not on the COVID protocol list anymore. So Not sure exactly why we don't see him there, but he will not be playing tonight, it looks like. But yeah, Olio Levy gets more ice time. Jalen Chatfield gets a bit of ice time. Again, I sort of see that pair getting 10, 11, 12 minutes. Hughes and Hamonic maybe in sort of the 18 to 20 range, and Schmidt and Myers really getting the heat with about probably 25 minutes plus with no Alex Edler in the lineup. We also got some power play formations. That's what those bottom two things over on the side of the screen here are. Tanner Pearson, Brock Besser, Bo Horvat, JT Miller, Quinn Hughes. Basically, the Canucks' first power play is all together. Interesting that we see Pearson on this unit instead of Höglander. I prefer Höglander, but I think this is sort of what the Canucks are used to. Again, no Elias Pettersson on this unit, so they had to have either a Pearson or a Höglander slot in here. Also, we had seen Jimmy Vesey on this unit in the past, at least for the couple games that he was able to play when Tanner Pearson was still injured, but Tanner Pearson will be on that first unit. Again, the Canucks sticking with their sort of standard 1-3-1. Pearson's going to be the behind the net front guy. Besser on the left side. Horvat sort of in that bumper spot in the middle, hoping to smack a couple pucks in. JT Miller ready for some 1-Ts on the side, and Quinn Hughes quarterbacking everything up top. And the second Canucks power play unit, Jimmy Vesey playing that down low spot, so doing the battles behind the net, going for the puck. We also see Travis Boyd getting in here on that second unit, maybe over a guy like maybe Matthew Highmore could have slotted in. But again, the Canucks going with 4 forwards on the second power play as well, meaning basically you have 8 forwards playing power play time. So Travis Boyd does get some power play opportunity here, albeit it'll be for, the last 40 seconds of any power plays that do happen. Niels Höglander playing the middle here, and I like that. He's a great puck battler, so if there is sort of a scrum in front of the net and he needs to get his stick on the puck, we saw it on Sunday night. His goal he scored, basically winning a battle in front of the net to get the puck and chip it home past Jack Campbell, so that is good to see. Jake Virtanen playing on the far side works for me. Potential for shotgun. I've got some Bud Lights in the fridge. We're ready to go for tonight. And on the point, Tyler Myers over Nate Schmidt, which is fine. Myers has a good shot. And I think that, they're keeping Nate Schmidt maybe out of this spot because they don't want to give him too much ice time, because he was one of the later people to return to the lineup. So he wasn't there on Sunday, but being back in the lineup tonight, maybe they don't want Nate Schmidt playing too much ice time. So Tyler Myers will be basically on the main PK, the second power play, and on the top pairing. Tyler Myers is going to play a lot tonight. Nate Schmidt is going to play maybe a little bit less, staying out of the power play, but going to be a lot of ice time for these boys tonight. Hopefully everyone's good to go. Goaltending wise, Demko will be in the lineup, probably backing up, but he will dress. Him and Holtby will be the goaltenders. No doubt in my mind, Braden Holtby's getting the start tonight, just based on the fact that he was amazing on Sunday, stopping 37 of 39 shots for the Canucks, and that lit windmill save that he made. So I've got no qualms with this lineup. This looks pretty good to me. Hopefully the Canucks can come through and put up a solid effort against the Toronto Maple Leafs. And now we're looking at, with the Habs and Flames losing last night, Canucks at an 18% chance of making the playoffs. This is one of those games where if the Canucks pull out a win against the Toronto Maple Leafs, think of how high their confidence is going to be going into that 4-game set against Ottawa. Maybe a chance to go on a little run here. We will see. Goaltending will be a big factor tonight. We'll see how the game goes. Of course, I will have my post-game recap up about 20 minutes after the game, probably right around 9 o'clock. So make sure you're subscribed. Stay tuned for that. You can follow me on Twitter right there at ParkersPucks, ParkersPucks on YouTube. All my links in a link tree down in the description. Also, Canucks After Dark was great last night. I recommend that you go watch Canucks After Dark. It was an hour-long show every Monday night at 10 p.m. live on YouTube. But if you missed it, it's up on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the rest. Just search for Canucks After Dark. I listened to it this morning. I think it was a pretty good show. I do recommend listening to it on 1.2x speed. Sort of rifle through it in about 50 minutes, and it's a good time. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys tonight. Go Canucks, go, against the Toronto Maple Leafs.